Hi everyone, welcome to Biology 137, Human Anatomy and Physiology 1. My name is Scott Davis. I am your instructor this semester. This is going to be just a walkthrough of our course, whether you've had this class before and you're taking it again, if this is your first time in the class. Maybe this class will look familiar. Maybe this class is brand new to you, whatever it is. It's a really good idea to walk through this video. I'm going to talk kind of fast as we go through this because there's a lot of information to go through, but please watch this whole video because there are some really common questions that by now I've taught this class enough. I know what everyone is going to ask, what you're going to want to look for. So I'm going to hit on everything. And chances are the questions that you're going to have, they're going to be covered in this video. So let's go ahead and dive in. And like I said, I'm going to talk fast, so you'll be able to rewind this a few times if you need to. But let's start with the obvious of how to find our class. And this video, you can get to it a few different ways. I'm going to have it emailed to everyone. So you may be watching it that way, or you may have gotten to it from within our class. So finding our class may not have been a problem for you. You may have clicked on this video from a link within our class. So this part may already be no big deal for you. But let's go ahead and show you how to find our class if you clicked on the link that was sent to your email. There's a few ways to find our class, but the easiest and best way, because when we get to an exam or a quiz, this is the way that you have to get to our class for our proctoring software to work. Up in the taskbar at the top, we're going to, well, first, even before that, look down at the bottom. If you have a PC, you have to use Firefox. Don't use anything else. If you have a Mac, or if you have a Chromebook, use Chrome. But if you have a PC, use Firefox. If you use Edge, if you use something else, it's not going to work. So get in the habit of using Firefox. When you go to take a proctored exam, well, you're going to message me of, why is my screen saying this? Why am I getting this pop-up? Why is this saying that I need to use a webcam? I have a webcam or something like that. Well, the answer is going to be because you're not using Firefox. So go ahead and download Firefox. Use Firefox even if that's not your favorite browser. Please. That'll fix everything up front. Once you've downloaded Firefox, go up to the top. Go to mypath.kctcs.edu. That'll redirect you to SharePoint. But at the top, you'll see My Path. Yours will look a little bit different because I'm an instructor, but it'll look something like this. And the first tile is going to be Blackboard. Click that. When you go to our class, you could go to elearning.kctcs.edu and it'll take you to the same thing. But don't do that because our proctoring software will not recognize it and you won't be able to start your exam. Go to My Path and click Blackboard. Get in that habit early. That way you won't have any trouble when it's exam time. It seems very, oh, that's not going to be a big deal, but it is. So just go ahead and get in that habit so you don't have trouble later. Over on the left, click Courses, and you'll see a list of all of the classes that you're registered for summer, for fall, maybe even for spring, just depending on how many classes you've registered for and what time of year it is. Find our class. The class that we're taking right now is Bio 137. It's a merged class, Bio 137, 19Z1, 19Z2. Click that. This is what I see, but I'm going to change it to what you see the very first time that you come to our class. You're not going to see much. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see the Student Quick Introduction to Blackboard. If you've never used Blackboard before, read through this. Then the first thing that you're really going to want to do is start here. And there is a lot of material there, and you're going to want to watch it all and read through it all. There really is a lot of content here, but it's all very important. Start here. This is all of the stuff to do that is not really related to our class. This is all non-class material. This is stuff to get you up and running. But first, the video that I'm recording right now, it's going to be found in Start Here. It's going to be in this Welcome to Bio 137 Introductory Walkthrough videos. It's going to be this link right here. When I record it, I'm going to attach it to this link. So maybe this is how you found this video. Maybe you found it in your email. Either way, it's going to be in this link right here. But then you're going to watch these other videos also. Once you've done that, you're going to continue through reading these other documents. I'm not going to go through what all of them are. I'm going to tell you what some of them are. Course overview tells you a little bit about Bio 137. Expectations, weekly requirements tells you not only is this a really, really busy class that takes up more time than pretty much any other class at BCTC, this is a summer term, and we do not cut anything out in the summer. This is a 16-week class that we have packed into 6 weeks. We are going to have at least one exam every week. Some weeks we're going to have 2. Near the end of the semester, there's probably going to be 3 exams in a week. So be ready for that. Everything is going to be listed in our syllabus. So it's a good idea to make notes of those things so that you do not miss a date. Nothing gets extended. So make sure to make notes of all of those things. Lecture instructor and communication information. This is how you can get in touch with me. Now, you can email me, scott.davis@kctcs.edu. I try to get back to everyone within 24 hours, but the quickest way to get in touch with me is by text. And I know a lot of people don't like to text their instructor. It seems kind of weird, but if you've ever known anyone that's taken my class, ask them. I will get back to you within minutes unless I'm busy doing something. Sometimes within seconds. I text back right away. And another weird thing that people sometimes have struggle getting used to, I really do prefer to go by Scott. A lot of people aren't used to that, so feel free to call me Mr. Davis or Professor or Instructor or whatever you're comfortable calling me. But if you're comfortable calling me Scott, please do. That's what I am most commonly called. Grading and feedback policy. This just tells you that I try to grade everything as quickly as I can and what our grading policy is. Technology assistance if you need that. Mastering A&P. All of our stuff, our homework is through a Pearson program called Mastering A&P. This is just how you can get to those things. Right now the folder is empty, but there will be some stuff there in a little bit. Instructions and guidelines for Respondus. Respondus is our proctoring software. This tells you how to use that. Lockdown browser test. This is something that you will need to do to unlock the rest of the class. The very first time you use it, it's going to prompt you to download the software. You have to download this. You have to have a working webcam and microphone. It's going to record you. It's going to record your audio. It's going to record your screen. Every time you take an exam, it's going to automatically launch. The first time you click this, it's going to download it and install it. Every time after that, every time you launch a test, it's going to automatically launch what you just downloaded. But you absolutely have no other option. When you take an online class, you are going to use this software, and it is going to record when you take an exam, when you take something in lab, like a lab quiz, a lab practical, something like that. It's going to be monitored. Don't worry about if there's background noise. Don't worry about if you have a little brother or a child or something like that, a pet that jumps up on your screen. Don't worry. It will raise a flag, but it's my job to go through and see, is this flag a child that's chasing their sibling through the screen in the background? Or is this flag someone that's taking pictures of their screen and saying, what's the answer to number 3? I check the flags, and 99% of the time, it's just, your little brother swinging from the chandelier in the background, and that's nothing to worry about. So don't worry about if a flag is raised. Nothing to worry about unless it's actual cheating. But please don't cheat. That is, you'll see in the syllabus, something that I do not take lightly. So please don't cheat. Help respondents is not letting me take my quiz or exam. If you do get some kind of thing when you go to take a quiz or exam, you get a pop-up or it doesn't actually launch the quiz or exam, these are the steps to follow. And like I said, most of the time, it's because you're not using Firefox. If you are using Firefox, the next thing to do is open your browser options, clear your browser cache, clear your browser history, close your browser, reopen it. Then go to My Path, click Blackboard, then go back to our course and start it, and that'll work. Quiz and exam rules. Every time we take a quiz or exam, read these rules. Even if it's the last quiz or exam of the semester and you know these rules by heart, please read them. They tell you what to do if there's a problem during the quiz or exam. If you do have a technical problem during the quiz or exam and you don't follow these rules, then there's nothing I can do to help you. So read these rules right before you take a quiz or exam so that you are sure that you remember what to do if there is a technical problem. Day 1 checklist. This tells you what to do before starting class. That way you know for sure that you're ready. Grade calculator information. The most common thing that I get asked in this class is not how do action potentials work, or how do muscles contract, or how does the skin turn tan when I'm outside. The most common question that I get asked is, what grade do I have? And I have a lot of students. I don't know what grade you have, so I make it really, really easy. I include something that you could tell me what grade you have. And the way that I do it is I include a grade calculator spreadsheet. And what you can do is download this grade calculator spreadsheet. And it looks really, really intimidating. I know that. But if you download it to your computer and every time you do something that's for a grade, if you type your grade into one of the pink boxes, whether it be a lecture exam, a mastering chapter homework, a block quiz, a lab practical exam, or a lab exercise, it will tell you your exact grade in the big yellow box all semester long. So if you ask me what grade do I have in this class, I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to say, I don't know, what grade do you have in the class? And then I'm going to ask you to tell me, because you know more than I do, except for at midterm and final. That's the only 2 times that I know your grade in the class. So let me collapse this. And next, there's something here, additional developmental opportunities. These are things that you are not required to do, but if you want some additional help, accommodations and tutoring services, this is where you can find information on that. Clinical experience opportunity. If you would like to get clinical experience, BCTC offers you that opportunity. This has information on how to do that. The Blackboard app, if you want to have Blackboard on your cell phone or on an iPad or tablet, this lets you do that. Although I will say you cannot take exams or quizzes that require proctoring on the Blackboard app. They only work on computers or laptops. And other academic resources. So all of that is available in this Much Ado About Anatomy and Physiology, additional developmental opportunities. Now let's go ahead and exit the student preview so that you could see some of the stuff that will be unlocked after you take that quiz and go through all of the Start Here stuff. The first thing that will be unlocked is Block 1 and the lab module. These other Unit 2 or Block 2, Block 3, Block 4, those will be unlocked as we progress through the semester. So Block 1, this is everything that is going to be on our first lecture exam. All of the blocks will be structured the exact same way. There's going to be an overview that just tells you what this block is about, what you should learn what the course competency that you achieve during this block is, what we will be covering during this block, activities that we will be doing for a grade during this block, what dates they are due, Block 1 lecture content. I make available to you the outlines that you can fill out as you read and as you watch the lectures. These are not for a grade, but I really recommend filling them out. I'll show you what they look like. You can download them, and as you watch the lectures and as you read, you can fill these out. But again, they're not for a grade. You don't turn them in or anything. PowerPoints. These are very similar to the PowerPoints that I use in the lecture videos. They go along with the chapter outlines. And then links to the lecture videos. So as you watch these lecture videos, they line up with the PowerPoints, they line up with the outlines, and these are what we will be doing each week. There is an introduction to mastering anatomy and physiology. If you've never used mastering, so mastering chemistry, mastering any other Pearson product, it says it's worth 5 points, but those 5 points don't count for anything. This just shows you how mastering works. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. It will tell you that it's late if you don't do it, but it doesn't hurt you. The first thing that's actually worth points is mastering chapter 1, then mastering chapter 2. We have a block 1 quiz. And then when we have an exam, it is due on the 22nd. There's always going to be a practice right before an exam. The practice is never worth points. You will not turn it in. It's just optional study material. So like I said, every block is going to be formatted the exact same way. Once we finish block 1, I will open block 2, and it will be formatted the exact same way. Now, running alongside all of the lecture stuff is lab content. I will be doing a separate video for lab content. So when you finish watching this video, be sure to scroll down to the lab content, and in this where it shows Welcome to Online Lab, there will be a video there. Make sure to watch that. But up here, one thing that I did not point out is in the syllabus and course schedule. I'm going to click to go through the syllabus now. I'm not going to read the whole syllabus to you. I'm just going to point out the important things here. On the front page, here's my contact information. I am the lecture and lab instructor, so there's only one contact information here. Professor Victoria Thompson is the course leader for Online Bio 137. The biology area coordinators, I am one of them, and Professor Sheldon Sharp is the other. The assistant dean for the first half of summer is Holly Clifford. Here's accommodation services if you need those. Here is a general course outline that tells the 5 blocks that we cover during lecture and what the 4 parts of lab will cover. Since this is an online class, you do need reliable internet connection with a computer or a laptop. You can use a tablet and a cell phone for some of the lab and for some of the class, but it does not work with quizzes and exams. It might not work with mastering. Everything that is quiz or exam related will use Respondus, so it is your responsibility to have a device that is capable of running Respondus, and Respondus requires a webcam and a microphone. Textbook is accessed through Blackboard. Attendance and participation, you are required to log in regularly and participate in the course as if this is an on-campus class. Everything has a deadline. I'll show you where those deadlines are in just a bit. At the end of the syllabus, you are required to meet those deadlines. If you miss 20% or more of the labs, which in a 6-week semester is 2 labs, even if those labs are excused, if you miss 2 or more labs, even if they are excused, you will automatically receive an E because of the 20% rule. There are no exceptions for that. Attendance verification no-show. By Tuesday, the 2nd week of class, you have to have been active in the class. If you have not, I'm required to report you as a no-show. The no-show assignment is that Respondus practice test that unlocks the class. Lecture videos, like I said, pretend you're in an in-person class. Just because we're online doesn't mean that you don't need to still participate in lecture. Watch those lecture videos. There are things in those videos that are going to be on the exams that you might not get from just reading the book or looking at the outlines. You must watch those lectures as though you are sitting in the classroom. Mastering assignments, there are 11 mastering assignments. Each one is worth 10 points, but it's possible to get 11 points on each one. So you could get a bonus point for every single one of them. We drop the lowest score. It's not really that we drop them. We just take the 10 best the 10 best ones and use those to calculate your grade at the end. There are 5 block quizzes worth 10 points each. There are 5 block exams worth 100 points each and a cumulative final exam worth 100 points. So all of that is used to calculate your total lecture score. The final exam, if you do really well on the final, but you did kind of poorly on one of your regular exams, well, your final exam can be used to replace one of your regular exams. Let's say one of your regular exams, you got like a 30%, but your final exam, let's say you get like a 90%. Well, that 90 replaces the 30. In lab exercises, there's 10 lab exercises and 4 lab practicals. You must actually log on and do the lab exercises. They're virtual lab activities that you do through Blackboard. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the lab video. Here's the grading breakdown for lecture and lab. Withdrawal policy. You have until midterm to withdraw completely on your own without needing any permission, or you have until the Friday after midterm to withdraw with my permission. But after the Friday after midterm, you cannot withdraw for any reason. So here is our course schedule. It's broken down by week. Like I said, there are 6 weeks in a summer semester. The first week, anything over here in red is what we will be doing that has a due date. Over here on the left, these are the topics covered by lectures that you should be watching, and then what we will be doing in lab that week. during week 2, during week 3, on and on. We can see that except for the final exam, all of the regular lecture exams open at 12:01 one day and close at 11:59 the next day. So they're open for approximately 48 hours. But the final exam is only open for a part of one day. The Friday at the end of the semester, it opens at 12:01 a.m. and closes at 8 o'clock p.m. So make a note of that. It cannot be extended for any reason. Make a note of that. All right, that brings us to the end of this orientation video. Like I said, there will be another video for lab, so make sure and watch that here as soon as you finish this video. All right, please reach out with any questions that you have. Make that a habit. I love to answer questions. I tell students the only stupid question is the one that you have and that you don't ask. You're not going to annoy me. I like to get those questions so that I can answer them and clear them up for you. All right, take care and have a great semester.